Hello everyone, I am DD Dweller, and we are back with another Stranded Alien Dawn playthrough video, returning to the Sobrius region. We've spent a lot of time in the desert recently, so we're going to pick back up where we left off, and there will be a couple of challenges with this plan, namely that I haven't been here in a while, so I don't remember much about what we did last, but I do know that we were this close to being attacked by Shriekers, so we are going to jump in cold. We have the map seed proof rest, and we are on medium difficulty. This is year 2, day 4, so we had just crossed the first New Year's threshold in our previous video, and this is where we're starting off today. Alright, this is what I was talking about already, seeing here on our notifications list the aggressive 8 animals, and they're very, very close by. We're not going to have a whole lot of lead time heading into this, and it doesn't look like we've drafted anyone yet. On top of that, Krista is out on an expedition, so we are not going to get her help with this attack. Furthermore, our defenses are really, really slim. We have ourselves an entirely barricaded homestead over here, but as far as our animals are concerned, there is not a lot of room for them to run and feel safe. So what I might have someone do, open this fence. I'm gonna have Jack do it since he's standing right next to it. And then I would really like to start drafting some people to come in and stand post, starting with Ken. So let's draft him and stick him right at the top here of this barricade. Let's grab Chad and we will draft him and stick him at the top of this barricade. That leaves Vivian. We're gonna draft her and stick her. Let me make sure I'm going up on top. And Rita, who is asleep, we're gonna grab her, draft her, and put her at the top of these stairs. And hopefully that'll be enough elevation for her to fire over the walls as well. Fingers crossed that we don't lose anybody, especially our herd, because we had just discovered that we had a brand new young Ulfin just born, and it would be a shame to lose them so soon after they were born. So let's hit play, and I'm gonna turn off the orders for a moment so that these aren't glowing. I know we've got a lot of intended things to build here, and I think the increased danger with this attack is mostly due to the fact that we've got this concrete fortification going up here. We've still got people making their way in. Jack, who has finished opening the fence for the herd, needs to be drafted now, and we're gonna bring him up on the patio as well. And I'm gonna go see where these guys are. They aren't attacking us. Actually, they're attacking these Ulfin. Very interesting. I wonder if it would even be worthwhile to bring Ken out here and have him start trying to pick them off slowly. Maybe, just maybe, we can get a head start on zapping these guys before they make their way all the way over to our location. We are in the middle of a storm, and now those aggressive animals have switched from aggressive animal to animal attack. They are still attacking this Ulfin though, which makes me wonder, was this one of ours? I don't think so. It's a very strange behavior that they're having, attacking these 2 Ulfins in front of our settlement, because those were not tamed Ulfins. Those were not ours. Okay, he's getting a little too close for comfort. I think maybe, okay, so that he's getting as close as he needs to start shooting. All right, and that's just gonna be a little bit too dangerous for my taste. I'm gonna bring him back up on his, what are these called? His tower, and see if maybe we can prevent him from taking too much more damage than he already has. And the damage that he has taken is a spike puncture to the left arm. Movement speed is impacted here, so it is good to have him retreat now before he's too slow and they just overrun him. The danger is approaching. It's about to get pretty scary, I think. And I'm hoping that having opened this fence door isn't gonna backfire on us. It's not gonna hopefully lead to them actually just making their way in. We do have some traps set here that I forgot were there, so at least those are benefiting us in some way. We're gonna have to worry now about the rest of these guys making their way in though, which is a little concerning. So these 2 are within range. We're firing on them now. Okay, so now we have 3 of them in range. None of them yet have made their way over here to our open fence, so at least in that regard, we don't have to be too worried for the moment. All right, so those three are down, and the fourth approaches and the fifth approaches, and we have Ulfins on the run now, which is why we left the fence door open for them in the first place. But I do think this one's in harm. Really, Jazz is heading directly into harm's way and passing straight through. Yeah, but we're having ourselves a pretty horrendous situation here, so I'm gonna have her, since she's back, hunt this one in particular and see if we can't save Jazz from what's happening right now. All right, so I'm seeing an interesting turn of events here. I'm gonna move all of them but Ken to attack that one. I'm gonna leave him up here to just attack this one. Since there's just these two left, I really want to help Jazz over here before Jazz is in too much, or beyond the point of no return. Yeah, I think we're in a good spot here with those guys. Ken, his target must be dead if he's done, and so is theirs. Attack is complete. Everyone seems to be doing all right. So I'm going to undraft Ken and have him probably heal himself. He's a healing 4. We're gonna draft Chad and he can go wait for healing. Vivian's incapable of healing, so we're just gonna undraft her as well. We do have 2 healing by Jack, and we have 4 by Rita. So I'm gonna send Rita out here to heal Jazz while Ken heals himself, and then hopefully Jack, Rita, and Ken, who should be set to healing, will take care of, one of them will get around to taking care of Chad. And in fact, I think if we send him in to wait for treatment, which I believe he's doing, we can then ask Jack to give him treatment. And there he is. So once he lies down, we will then have, Jack heal Chad. There we go. For a first time attack for the Shriekers, we took pretty much minimal damage, which isn't bad. I'm actually really glad that worked out the way that it did. I do think we're gonna need to shut this and bring back in any Ulfin of ours that ran away. So I'm gonna turn on the ranching tab, and then I would like to see, move this slightly. Is there a list? How do I get to the list again of our animals? I know here it is, tamed animals. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm seeing 2, 4, 5 in here, and the 6th is here. And it looks like the 6th is actually still receiving some treatment. We're gonna have Jack lead Jazz back inside. So lead Jazz, and then that should close right back behind them, and everybody will be back in the pen where we want them to be. So there we go. All right, so initial crisis averted, and now we can really get back into sort of the meat and potatoes of our gameplay and what we had planned for this particular playthrough. We are playing the stranded survival mode, which means the ultimate goal, truthfully, is to get them off the planet. This is not one of the sow and sell playthroughs where we're trying to make a profitable base. So we are out here building our orbital radio, we're building our landing pad, and we're trying to set them up for a successful retrieval. I do want to build some automated defenses, in which case we're gonna need ourselves this sort of platform to put them on. I do think there's an issue with putting guns under roofs though. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the roofing situation here, and we're gonna cancel the construction of these roofs, at least a few of them. I might leave some up, 1 up maybe, I don't know. I meant to put 2 up, but we'll just to give them somewhere to stand in the middle if I want to stake people up here under a rooftop where they can fire, and contribute to the fight from up here. I am glad that we handled it as well as we did, and I do think that setting the traps here, and then even though the rest of this wall isn't built, just having these doors here seem to have funneled them through this very narrow passageway, which is what we wanted. That said, as soon as he tears it down, I'm of course going to want to close this back up because we still want to feel safe in here from other attacks before the much wider perimeter is built. And it looks like I backed it up to the lake, and I remember the reason being that despite we having this, what appears to be sort of bridge between the two ponds, this is not actually crossable. So I haven't been able to get people to cross this. They always go around. Animals don't cross it. They always go around, as far as I have noticed. So my thinking here is that by building these concrete fortifications right up to the water, we're still going to be shut in from all four sides. We have ourselves this big, beautiful herd now, and which should mean we have ourselves, yes, plenty of manure to use, and we could be using that to fertilize this. We could be using it for making fuel, which we have 237 units of fuel right now. So we're actually looking really good on fuel. That's good news. I kind of want to take a look though at our management tab and our activities list, because I'm not entirely sure if we have enough people working on planting, ranching, and harvesting. And that didn't really fix the fact that nothing's getting planted right now, so I might have to manually add that, or see if maybe, and see Jack, so the rest of them do not have any farming skills whatsoever, so I may just manually request that they come in and do this. As far as crops go, we have ourselves beef berries, grain cob, and cloth blossom, and over here a small glitter cap field. I'm going to expand this. I think that we could definitely go a little bit further. It looks like this is infertile soil though, so now that explains why I didn't to begin with. We'll expand a little bit this direction since we have the space to do that there. I don't really want this guy in here though, and he no longer is. That's unfortunate for him. I guess we will set that to slaughter. And she's currently harvesting. It looks like these were ready for harvest, so that's actually great. We are seeing them actively engaging with those priorities on their list, so that's good. What do we have going on here? We have some berries that are ready to harvest, and this is why, oh, speaking of berries, we also have the berry field here. I do want to set this one to do not harvest because this is not meant for them. These ones are actually meant for the herd. I wanted them to be able to just come in here and feed off of this field that we'd planted specifically for them. And of course, they've got all this space here to sort of graze or, I don't know, stretch their feet, do some laps, I'm not sure. I do think though that if the berries are starting to come into, then maybe some other crops are as well. So it looks like the heptagonias have some ready for harvest. I'm going to select those for harvest, and actually, because our crops are so few though right here, I am going to want to take advantage of what's available out and about, grown naturally or locally, not locally grown, but like grown, wildly grown. We do still have this patch of berries here as well, fruit bushes that we could harvest. And we're growing more chewroot here. We've got beef berries and chewroot. Okay, we should start seeing, yeah, here we are. We should start seeing these orange melons. So let's go ahead and mark those for harvest as well. And we've got some silicone up here on the hill, and we're gonna start seeing some more. Yeah, it is that season. We're gonna start really seeing a lot of opportunities for harvest. And Rita is cooking. Great, 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 because we definitely want more food readily available. And it looks like she just put one on the floor. Is the fridge full? It is not. These should not be piling up on the floor. I'm not sure what's going on here. They're probably there because they're reserved. Okay. Chad has maxed out his construction skill. That is phenomenal. He has been just crushing it, and he has been probably MVP of this group. Should take a look at our research queue because we don't have anything. Actually, we do have some stuff queued up. We have electric smelting, which I'm actually going to move down because we have this ancient language research, and if we do this, that means we can go on another expedition and pick up the payoff for this research. So I'm going to put that next in line, and then perhaps we can do some searchlights since we're trying to increase our automatic systems up here. That in mind, we are going to need like the research for, and I'm wondering, does this mean, since I'm not seeing it, have we already done the research for, we have automated turrets. We just need to finish building this, which means we're actually really behind on crafting concrete. So we're going to need to increase our concrete production, which currently is at like a 0. a stockpile full of stone. We just really need to get back to smelting. And that would be mostly Jack, I believe. So management tab, activities, Jack is our handler and deliverer. I'm gonna keep an eye on him for the next couple of in-game days and see what is he doing on a day-to-day basis, and see like how often and how long it takes him to get back down here to smelting. Because it looks like both of these are mostly smelting alloys, metal alloys. We need concrete, lots of it. So I'm gonna bump concrete up to the top of the queue for both. And I think that might have been our primary issue. Now we just need somebody to come out here so that they can do their function. This probably doesn't need to be on. I suppose it's not hurting anything to keep it on, so we'll keep it on. This is our battery and our freezer. Our freezer does have quite the stockpile of resources, so I don't think our folks are going to starve anytime soon. So maybe the harvesting wasn't so necessary after all. We are so good on abundance of consumables, so perhaps having that further down the priority list isn't such a bad thing after all. Making some progress here on our landing pad or a landing spot, which is good. We have an orbital radio, but I'm pretty sure the thing is that we actually need 2 of these in order for them to do what they do. So I'm gonna copy this and see if it's possible to build another. And I think it's not going to be too close to antenna. It's gotta be connected to our power source as well. So yeah, this is connected to a power line. We're gonna need the other one to be as well. I think what we can do is deconstruct this. It really isn't necessary anymore. We don't really need that to be there. So we'll do that. Thunderstorms get me. You need at least 1 working radio. You need at least 2 working antennas. Okay, so we do need 2 of these, and we need a radio. So we're gonna copy this, and we're gonna build ourselves a second one, like over here. Uneven terrain, that's gonna be an issue. Okay, we're gonna have to even the terrain out, and I'm just gonna do that with soil. I don't see a great need to do this. Focus. We were in the middle of trying to copy this and build one over here. So we're gonna put that there, and that will connect to this power line here. So we're all right, we're doing okay, we're staying on the grid. And there's still a lane here for them to cross behind it. So hopefully this is gonna be a non-issue with accessing our stores. The other thing is we needed ourselves at least 1 working radio. We have another newborn Olfin. Would you look at that? The herd continues to grow. Here's the little mama. What is going on here? This is Jazz. This is the untamed. This is the newborn. And mom is recovering from birthing, I guess. Okay, so we're gonna name this one. All right, so let's go ahead and name our new Olfin. And I'm pretty sure we don't have Nova Star yet, so we're gonna go with that. And just to confirm, let me look at my management tab, tamed animals, and that is correct. We did not have Nova Star yet. So now we have Nova Star, we have Wheeljack, RC, Jazz, Ironhide, Bumblebee, and Prime, and we have an empty trough, which I would love to have somebody come over here and fill. So let's interrupt Krista's research for just a moment. We were unable to bring food, but, as intended, these berries are actually feeding the herd, so that's good. That's what we put them there, so that they could stay fed without having somebody actively coming here and filling up their trough. Back to this radio issue we're having, we need ourselves a radio apparently. So let's go to science. Let's look at our orbital radio and let's see if we have one. I mean, I'm assuming we don't, right? Because the notification, it keeps telling us in red tape that we need one. So I'm gonna just take that as a sign that we don't have one. And I think maybe if I move the startboard, I can use this space here to put our new radio. So back to science, back to orbital radio, and once our friend moves that dartboard, we're gonna go ahead and give it a try, see if this can be built here. And again, so we're gonna queue that up to be built, and since Chad is eating, we'll let him finish eating, and I'm sure he'll automatically start working on this once he's done. Everything is kind of automated at this point. It's working as it should. We are about to exit the summer season and heading into fall season, so we're going to need to keep in mind the clothing situation, and it looks like some of the clothing is wearing down. I'm going to take a look here at our menu for clothing and see what we have in store. So we do have 3 unequipped trousers. We do have 3 unequipped sneakers. We have ourselves some space pants that are unequipped, and we have 3 jackets and a coat. We have 5 beanies, 3 baseball caps, and 3 t-shirts. I think that they're solid. I'm not gonna need to get anybody started on crafting just for that. I am kind of mystified by the fact that they're not hauling the food to the fridge though. That's a little confusing to me. Like, why is that being left on the floor and not put in here when there's space for it? It's a wonder. Chad needs more on his to-do list, his activity list, because he is running out of things to do. So we're gonna go ahead and add ranching as number 5. Actually, what would really be great is to have somebody else on hunting, because so far we only have Ken. I know he enjoys seeing death, and that was like why I put it there, because that sounds so terrible, like he's just like a psychopath, and maybe he is, I don't know. He has an interest in crafting. That's what it was for Chad, crafting. So let's see if there's anything he could be contributing in the crafting area. Chad and crafting, we'll put 5s across the board for crafting, so he can also these out and actually take research back off the table. And we'll turn these craftings into 4s, and then maybe he'll find something that he can enjoy doing. Like, he can turn this printer on. That's not what he's gonna enjoy doing, but it wouldn't hurt to have that. He did find something to construct, it seems, so that must mean that we're increasing our, yes, cement supply, which is great. What I would really love is if we could continue. Why are these turned off? I don't understand. Awaiting resources, and Jack is handling. Let's see if Jack's gonna bring resources here to these or not. Like, I don't know what he's handling. Hopefully it's this. Hopefully it's the concrete. Okay, it is. All right, so that's good. He is on it. We could honestly stand to use another one of these just to help speed up the process. So I might build another one. I hate to throw off the look we got going here, but I guess we just gotta do what we gotta do. We're gonna do another one right here as well, rotate it, build those 2, and then continue with smelting concrete, and hopefully that'll keep a steady flow of this coming in. In fact, I honestly wouldn't mind increasing it even further, because it seems like concrete is the name of the game right now. Since we need it for our fortifications, we need it for automated systems platform, so we're gonna need a lot of it. I don't think it had been mentioned in the previous video, so I'm going to go ahead and make the official announcement here in this video, but I have finally named, after what feels like forever, this settlement based on the feedback that I received from you guys, the name suggestions that you had submitted, and the preferred choice out of the 2 that I had pitched in the last video. I read your comments. I want to thank you guys so much for participating and interacting with me and helping me to find a name for this settlement, and we have settled on the name New Footprint. I really appreciate it, and it's been really, really fun making these and interacting with you guys, having that conversation down in the comments section, and I really do enjoy making these videos because of the interaction that we have. You know, we are all playing this game together in a way, and so it's nice to enjoy a little bit of community. Thanks again for participating in that. Also, I just really love like these glittery, glowy butterfly things. Like, they really like the beef berries from what I've seen. Like, they really do. I'm gonna set these to harvest because they definitely look like they're ready, and they are. I don't know why, because we don't need them, but man, isn't that pretty? It's the little details like this in the game where you just kind of like discover something new and just interesting, and it doesn't necessarily serve a purpose as far as I know. Like, I think it looks neat. And we're gonna fast forward again and see what the new day brings. Cramped rooms is what they're saying. But they're also they're like neutralizing, they're evening out, because they're getting a -9 debuff for cramped rooms, but a +9 for private bedroom. So they're basically just equalizing. They're not getting a buff or a debuff in that regard to the rooms, because they are just cutting even. And another pregnant animal. So it looks like RC is going to have yet another calf. So we are gonna just continue to grow this herd. I'm wondering if at some point they're just gonna need more space. Chad is back to idling. I guess I could have asked him to do it, but there is plenty to be done here. I mean, if he doesn't have enough concrete to keep building, we could always build ourselves another stove, another furnace, another 2 furnaces to keep that production line going. And then maybe I should be looking at, no, we have plenty of stone. We're getting a little kind of like low on timber and sticks, but stone we're over 2,000. We're actually really close to 3,000 at 2.9K. So I don't think we need to do any more mining, but we might need to do a little bit more cutting. Insufficient material. We're insufficient in CPU cores. I'm not sure what it is that we are building that needs it. Maybe it's the orbital radio. But if that's the case, let's bump this up the list as far as priority tasks for printing, and we're gonna make this number 1, and it looks like it needs silicone and metal alloy. We have no metal alloy because all of these furnaces are currently smelting. I guess we'll move this up. Metal alloy from scrap. And then I will actually bump one of these after it's completed making what it's making. Do we have the option to make? We don't want to do it from ore because we need the ore. All right, so we're gonna go metal alloy for this one. And that way we'll continue to scrap some alloys so we can start making CPU cores as well. It's all about balance. We have ourselves some ore down here that could use hauling. I'm gonna ask Jack to come haul it. And it has begun. We are looking at some fall colors popping up in the foliage around us. So we are about to run out of opportunities for harvesting because things are gonna start dying off. But it's so pretty. I kind of miss this about playing Subrius region, is all these gorgeous fall colors and just like the rotation of the seasons. We do get seasons in the Desertum region, but it's more like a wet season and then like a day-night cycle. But nothing quite as visual as this. So that's like one of the best parts about playing in the Subrius region is just seeing all of these colors. We have so much buttermelon. We're about to crest like 1,000 if we continue harvesting this, because we're currently sitting at over 800. We got 290 grain, so even if we don't make it out there to harvest the grain I just queued up, that's fine. There is a herd migrating nearby, which is always so fun to see. I think these guys are so cool. That's why we've like, domesticated our own, because they're just so neat. I mean, these fellas are cool too. The grasshopper slash manti looking things, they're pretty cool. They do look like grasshoppers to me, like just large grasshoppers. But for sure I have a soft spot for the olphin overall, so that's who I chose to domesticate. Being herbivores, it makes it so much easier to keep them fed than like say the dogs that I am trying to keep fed for my other playthrough. And it's a lot more work because I am not a hunting forward player. That's definitely sort of secondary for me. So it's been a challenge just to make sure that I am routinely hunting and keeping the animals fed. Giant grasses. Are these where the hay comes from? Where does the hay come from? Oh no. It's like I've forgotten. New research. Chewroot oil can be made from where? The oil press? A cold press. I feel like cold press is this. Like the metal press is still a cold press, right? That's from grain. Maybe it's not. Maybe the cold press is something else. Let's look at our production here for a second. Oil press, yeah. Chewroot from a cold press. Need a cold press. I'm not sure what they mean by that. Huh. I guess I'm gonna have to figure it out. Discovery big evergreen tree and starving animal. Oh no. And this is where the trouble begins. I need to figure out the hay situation so we can at least have hay if we don't have enough berries. And I want to make sure we're not turning that stuff into wine because I really want to keep that for feeding the olphins. I almost said Ola, the olphins. So let's make sure we're not out here. Yeah, we don't want to be making wine here. We were, but we don't want to be. So we're going to change that. No wine making. The berries are now intended for feeding the herd. So we're not going to be making wine out of that. And I would also like to make sure we're not, and fruitcake was number 1 on the list. No wonder all of this has been going into fruitcake. They've been eating a lot of fruitcake, these lucky dogs. So I'm taking that off the list. We have a herd that depends on them. and we've just been eating it for funsies, which isn't great. Also, while we're focusing on this, let's take a look at our trough and see what we have in here as the option to feed. So we're gonna do hay, we're gonna do bushel fruit. Chew root's also an option apparently. Happiness effect -6. They seem to have no issue with us adding sweet syrup here. So maybe I'm gonna take the chew root off. No point upsetting them if we don't need to. They do like beefberry, so we can add that. They do like pickled vegetables, of which we have over 300. So we're gonna copy these restrictions and lay them on all the troughs. And who's our starving animal? Sweet little bumblebee is starving. Let's make sure that they get something to eat. And it looks like they got the memo, which is good. Insufficient storage space. I wonder what the resource is that we don't have storage for. Chew roots. That's not great. We need to make sure that we're keeping this stuff stored. Maybe I can add chew root just this once to this shelf here, and we'll allow them to store that here. Before he goes in to eat, let's have him haul these in since he's heading that way anyway. We've discovered the evergreen, which is great, and we're still deficient in some of these materials. And a self-destruct alert. Very, very close now to deciphering this ancient language, so very soon we'll be able to send them back out on another expedition. We have so much syrup too, 873, so there's no reason at this point that the animals should go hungry, thankfully. We have plenty of that. Hungry pest nearby. These troublemakers will destroy our fields. There's no doubt about that. So if anything is ready for harvest, we need to just come in and take it and harvest it. Otherwise, it will go to the hungry pests who are inching their way forward. They're getting a little bold. And there they go. They're coming near and near. We are still playing on 3 speed, so we are seeing the gradual increase in defenses as they are making their way all the way around our compound. That said, I do anticipate the next attack is not going to be these hungry 21 pests, but rather something a little bit more dangerous to match the amount of defenses we've built, even though they're not closed in enough to be considered effective, at least not yet. Chad is forever idling when he doesn't have something to build. What else could we give him? I guess we could add handling. That seems to be a miss, so let's put handling on here. Rita is planting, Krista is researching, Ken is transporting, so is Jack. And it looks like Vivian is also transporting. She's got 20 grain, which I think means she went all the way out there to that place that I had initially marked for harvest and did the harvesting. Insufficient storage again. What is it we seem to be shy on? Cement, don't worry about that. They will definitely use that, but we don't need to store it. It's gonna go straight into these. So storing is not our concern when it comes to cement. Wheeljack is full grown now. Kind of crazy. All right, aggressive animals. So we're looking at 21 hungry pests still in the vicinity, and we've added an additional 17 aggressive animals, and we have ourselves another one of the Shriekers who is going head to head with this baby Ulfin, which is horrifying. Like, I don't want to watch that. We're not going to watch that. We're going to look away. I wonder if he's got a rail gun. How close would he have to get to this thing to shoot it? Could he come out here and shoot it now? Like, is that an option? Let's see. Not that I'm gonna be able to save this guy. By the time our fella gets out there, this thing's probably gonna be dead. He's trying. I don't think he's gonna make it. Where you at? He's making his way around. He's after the brood mother. Would you look at that? I mean, I'm so sorry for the calf, and Mama's here to defend it, but it looks like it took this thing down. That her mom did, and I didn't see that happening as she came around, which is possible. Okay, he was supposed to be hunting and now he's fleeing. Maybe because it's dead. It looks like the brood mother is no longer the issue, but these guys are officially attacking. At least 10 of them are, but they're all attacking the herd. You remember when we looked at earlier? Don't really think we need a flashback, but earlier we did have like a migrating herd, and now all of these aggressive animals are attacking the migrating herd, which is very sad. But I can't save them, you know? I've got to worry about my own herd that's already here at home. So I'm gonna go ahead and like just let Chad continue doing his thing as he's fleeing. He's gonna need to heal, for sure. So he's gonna go wait for healing. Are they really attacking us? Are we like under attack? I think so. This guy's about to get lit up. These are not, they are full, but it didn't trigger. Okay. All right, I guess we're gonna have to start drafting some folks after all, because some things are just not getting done that need to be getting done. So we're gonna draft her. I'm gonna bring her over here. Should just bring her up here so she can get started on the ones that are coming into play this way. Jack, I'm gonna draft you and I'm gonna have you attack this guy since he's attacking our building. Ken, we're gonna draft you and we're gonna stick you back here so you can sort of watch if anybody comes around that way. Krista, drafting, stick here, which leaves who to do the healing? Probably nobody that's not drafted. We have ourselves Vivian who will not heal. We do have these 8 on the move, it looks like, all heading in this way. So what I might want to do is get Vivian over here and have her stand here so she can shoot through the door or over the door if they're coming this direction. And then Ken is up here. He should be able to shoot too. Believe it or not, I do know it's raining. And these animals are attacking from like every direction. So this defense system that we've got going on here, I am just changing everything as soon as possible. As soon as we get this exterior wall up, I'm changing this, because being attacked on all sides when I only have towers on these 2 corners is not good. It's not a good design. It's terrible. Actually, it's super ineffective. Jack, what are you doing? Shoot this guy. Actually, shoot this guy. Draft him, stick him right here next to Vivian, and let him do his thing. At least now they're being aggroed over here where we can actually fight them. And Ken is shooting down here, that's good. And Krista is covering from this angle, that's good. Who is left? We seem to have a problem over here, so I'm gonna have him hunt this guy who's breaking down this fence right here. We have ourselves another one at this angle. Chad, I know you're trying to fix these, but let's stop them from breaking more before we fix it. Why is he going that way? That's fine. All right, last one. Please take care of this, and I will undraft everybody else. And Ken, let's see what his happiness buffs look like right now, because I imagine they're really high, and they are. He bonded with Jazz. Aw, that's sweet. But look over here. Observe death plus 18. Interest in combat plus 20. So he is having a great time when we are under attack, because he's a little bit of a psycho, but we love him. He's our psycho. And he helps us out quite a lot. So I am not going to judge. I do want everybody to kind of stay inside the range of our lightning rods, because it is storming out. It is raining. It doesn't say thunderstorm, but you never know. It could change like that. And everybody is just crushing it as far as knocking out their chores. These guys are no longer starving, which is great. All 3 troughs are filled to the brim. They are going to be fine, even if the berries are harvestable. And I can't tell if they are. They're not. They're just changing colors because 'tis the season. What is it that we do need though? I feel like, I mean, besides a complete overhaul on our defenses, granted, I think I'm gonna start moving these traps, because they're not doing us any good over here. So we're gonna move these 13 traps all out here. And we're just gonna leave this door open. That's my plan for right now. We're just gonna leave this door open and try to aggro everything in through here. I'm gonna set all my traps out here. I'm gonna have my automatic weapons up here. I'll probably line all of this with traps on the inside as well to keep slowing them down. Maybe I'll even put these out here to catch them on fire as they come up. Have all the fun, you know? When you have musical instruments, you have music, and music is everything we need to party, yes. And we researched the ancient language, which means, is this fueled? It is. We're gonna do an expedition. Let's figure this out. Ancient alien ship, and who do we want to send? I think Rita, because she always has like the extra benefits when she does a expedition. Natural curiosity has chance to field observe unknown species during expedition. So yeah, we want to send her. So we're gonna send Rita. And it's all coming along just like that. And this is one I've never seen before. I think this is a new one that they added to the game very recently. This is Cure Plant. It appears to have incredible healing properties. That's why it's called Cure Plant. I don't know why she would know that from like the air, but it can be cultivated. We can harvest antibodies, I'm not complaining, from this plant when it is fully grown, and it will definitely come in handy. It unlocks harvesting of antibodies, so we won't have to ferment them anymore, and planting of cure plants. So now we can plant these, which is handy, very, very handy. Love sending Rita on expeditions. Non-edible cure plant. Yeah, that's not good soil even for this, but maybe we can put these here. She also finished researching searchlights, which is great. We are insufficient in one CPU core now, which means we did end up printing the other. And it's officially music night. So these folks are gonna come out here, I believe, play a little music and to dance. And I don't wanna miss that. All right, so before we have our dance party, apparently Rita's got something to say. The alien ship is emitting an automated distress message. The message tells the story of an ancient terraforming fleet that researched the planet many millennia ago. It's not clear what their objective was or if the fleet managed to complete them. I see no further use here. Okay. She gets the discovered ancient civilization pleasure, which is great. I mean, it's kind of a cool piece of lore for the game because that means that this planet was most likely terraformed to sustain all the life that it now sustains and that we are now discovering and utilizing and benefiting from. It's party time. I feel like we could use some lights out here to sort of make this a little bit more pleasant or homey. How about a wall torch? I'm gonna stick it right here so we can have light on the patio. There we go. And party is complete. How are our moodlets looking? We are seeing a ton of pluses here, very few negatives, so that's great. Krista is 100% happiness, phenomenal. Ken is 98. The only negative is that he was annoyed by Chad. Chad has a gloomy personality. He's always gonna have a -9, and he was annoyed by Ken, so the feeling was mutual. Vivian doesn't like that it's dark out, and she's outside right now, and she's heading in. Now that debuff is gone, and she is at 71% happiness. Jack has a -9 for moderate pain. I wonder why that is. Is he injured? He has a health condition, an untreatable chronic disease. I guess that means there's nothing we can do about it, but otherwise, he is quite happy. He got a plus buff for the music night, playing darts, bonding with our pack animals. He gets his own room, he's well fed, plenty of fun things to do, creature comforts, and a table. Not bad. Rita, on the other hand, is seeing a couple of negatives because she is actually out on an expedition. So she is tired, it is dark out, and she ate on foot because she's not at home at her table, at the comfort of her table. And she had an insufficient food variety, whatever she took with her. I don't know what it is. She does have a low mood, which means never mind, that just changed. So she is back up, at least high enough to avoid meltdown status. And she has landed, she's heading inside to sleep. Let's go into farming. Non-editable, oh, actually not those. Let's go over to grasses and bushes. Giant grass. And we're going to extend this field on this side this much, because I do want us to leave them space to access all these furnaces. And our wall is almost complete. We're getting really close. We're on like the last side of it, so that's good. There is no research in queue. I guess this is how we get the cold press, because I was looking for it earlier and I didn't see it. So I think we first have to research it before we can even build it and start using that. Okay, so for these force field barriers, can somebody please explain to me in the comments what the value is of building these? Because the integrity of these force fields is incredibly low. It's not what I expected. So the last time I'd researched these and built them in a playthrough, I could not see the point of it. In what capacity are these ideal for you? Somebody help me out here. Tell me what that is down in the comments, because I could not figure it out for myself, at least not yet. Find or produce carbon nanotubes. I think pretty soon I'm gonna have to do something I've never done before, and that is actually attack And I don't know why it's taking me this long. I've played like 300 hours of this game or something crazy like that. And I still haven't cleared a nest yet to harvest these carbon nanotubes. So I think it's about to be time because we haven't found or produced any yet. And in order for me to increase my railgun snipers and improve railguns and these other technologies, carbon rooms, I'm gonna need that resource, so it's coming. And would you look at that, our sensors are reacting to repeat burst of Teclon radiation. Through some effort of pinpointing, we were able to locate the source nearby. We are gonna check that out, definitely. Maybe not in a toxic ash storm though. I don't want people getting sick when they should be like regularly coming in to rest and recover. It is officially too cold for planting, so we are really, really getting close to seeing snow at this point. But we are running out of things to research for Krista, so I think it's about time we found a nest and strategized a game plan for clearing one. We do have ourselves some ore deposits here. I'm just going to queue those for mining. We have some harvestable glitter caps up this way, and a whole lot of silicone right here. I am so incredibly far away from our base at this point. If there was a nest out here, I'm not sure I'd want to go this far just to find it. It's a nice view though. Okay, let's look in the other direction, or even like up the hill maybe. Yes, all right. Mission accomplished. They are in fact behind here, and we're looking at how many? 6 hatchlings, 5 nesting shriekers. Oh, there's a second nest right here, and it looks like a much bigger one. Well, hang on though. 3 nesting shriekers, okay. 8 shrieker hatchlings. 8 nest formations though. I think that's kind of the thing we want, the mining. Yeah, so maybe we attack this one instead. We gotta make sure we do it in a way that's like not aggroing these guys, hopefully. Oh, I should save before I try this. I should definitely save before attempting this. I'm gonna take the chance. I'm just gonna take the chance. We're just gonna do this. We are going to draft, bring you here. Draft, bring you here. You as well. I'm gonna make sure we get everybody out here. We have 6 survivors, all drafted, and we're gonna take them up this hill to lay siege on these, and hopefully not aggro these in the process. It's a lot further than I thought. It took a long time to get here. Okay, let's all advance as one and attack these. Here we go. Someone is already in range. Okay. I don't hate it. It's going pretty good. I don't think we've sustained damage yet, which is surprising. Alright, pause for a second, undraft, and then I'm gonna have fight insect nest. We have to fight the nest? Okay, hang on. We're not gonna undraft everybody. We're gonna attack this nest. I guess that's a thing we have to do. Do more come out? More do come out, okay. No, we just harvest these. Okay. So I have officially attacked my first nest. Yay, that's exciting. We're gonna undraft them, and we're gonna actually get these guys to mine. You should not still be drafted. You can mine this, and they all have the common goal. It's apparently very time-consuming to mine these. I'm gonna pause and make sure they bring it back what they hauled. Okay, they are. He is anyway. It's good. Oh no. How far away? Very, very close by, and we're probably gonna aggro them as everybody's like trying to walk home. I imagine this is gonna be an issue. Walking right past. Okay, well they might be far enough away to not chase off our people who are carrying things. I guess we'll see. And we're under attack, and Ken is passed out. He did not make it. I'm gonna have her come this way to carry him to safety. So we're gonna draft her and stage her right up here. I did not know that they were this close. Oh, no. Everybody's gotta run. Everybody has to run. All right, let's forget what I said. Where's Ken? Over here. Vivian, right there to get him. Jack is injured. I'm not surprised. This is gonna not go well for us. After all of that mining, we're being chased back. It's really, really not good. But I need Jack to keep running no matter what, because stopping to fight these means he's gonna get overrun by the Shriekers, which is, you know, really bad. That's really, really bad. That's not what we want. Something that we're not even trying to fight probably just walked in front of him. No, actually, this is good. This is good. That's good. That was good. That benefits us. It's the small things. Everybody's gonna be so injured from having their backs turned and running away from these. Gosh, that's so bad. I mean, just look at that. And then here, Vivian, just trying to get to this fence. She can get to safety. See if we can bring some more around by sticking her here. We'll stick you here. We're gonna move you over slightly. We really want more folks over here, bringing these guys in by the fire, if we can manage it. Who is not here yet? Jack made it. She made it. Vivian made it. All right, everybody is here. And they are coming around. They are kind of being aggroed into the kill zone, which is good. And then these two got stuck out here on these traps. I don't hate it. Where's the last one? Here. We'll have him hunt this. Everybody else can just undraft and go about their business. Get healed if they need healed. And the worst part is going to be going all the way back out there just to pick up the nanotubes that we dropped. That said, we are able to research a lot of new things that we didn't have. Let's maybe start with carbon arbor, railgun snipers, carbon rooms, and laser pikes. And once we get that railgun sniper, we might be able to then do the improved railgun, which will be good. That opened up a lot of research for us, even carbon fortifications. I don't know that this is necessary, but I'll add it just in case. We'll at least know how to do it. And who knows, maybe we'll have an excess of this stuff at some point and be able to do that. I don't know, we'll see. And that went really, really well. I was really excited about how quickly they were able to take out that nest without sustaining a single injury. Granted, carrying all of that bag proved to be extremely difficult, especially after aggroing the secondary nest that was next door and getting attacked with our backs turned, trying to make it back to our defensive base. Once we did get back, you know, it worked out great. We were able to manipulate them into coming around to the trap side of the base and catching them in the flamethrower and things like that, and then just picking them off one by one from there. We do have some people healing right now from that experience, and we're gonna have to go back and retrieve all of the stuff that we dropped in our haste to get back here and defend ourselves. But that turned out so good, and we opened up a ton of new research just by harvesting the nest. So really, really happy with that. I've got some new things to play with that I haven't played with before as far as like technologies go, and I'm really excited. If you liked this video, please remember to like this video by hitting thumbs up. If you haven't already, please do subscribe, as we're playing more Stranded Alien Dawn on this channel all the time. And I am so thrilled with ending on a high note here. For once, I'm not ending paused on an attack, and I'm really looking forward to the next one. So again, stick around and check out some of our other playthrough videos that are currently ongoing alongside this one if you are interested in seeing a little bit more Stranded Alien Dawn between now and the next video. And I will see you there. And that's everything. All right?